Hi, I'm Heather Martinez, active community member and your realtor. Give me a call or text 606 344 0217, or you can reach me by email heather.martinezrealtor@gmail.com.
The team at the Bryant Family Medicine All Sports Media wants to take the time to thank our sponsors, Bryant Family Medicine and Heather Martinez Realtor. We also want to thank our support staff, Valerie Rutherford, Allison Messer, Larry Spicer, Addison Sloan, John North, Shane Shackelford, and last but not least, Keisha Ambergy. With the support of our fine sponsors, our dedicated staff, and you, the members, we are all working on one goal, the promotion of student athletes. With this team, we can't miss.
Right Family Medicine, All Sports Media presents Around the Region, the Fall Sports Show. I'm your host, Mark Gregory, alongside Ryan Garnett and the invisible Edward Hall. Again, he's going to try to do this 25 and a half minute. I'm sharing all these pages, and while Ryan did it in about 22 seconds last week. Ryan, we didn't give Edward a hard time about that.
Yeah, I guess we did.
But just for the record, you stating that you had some hacks going on. So I would ask you how you doing, but I think we already know how you're doing.
It's been awful this week. Of course, I'm on spring break, and I had to get sick during spring break.
Well, that's how it normally goes. Everybody's on the beaches, relaxing, doing the R&R stuff, and normally we're at home with the sniffles and the cramps and drinking the alka seltzers, and of course, Ryan, I'm with them too. So I don't leave home without them either. But it's something about the hacks on this show, and you know what's going to happen. Like we're going to bring a guest on, then they're going to get the hacks, and then we're going. I'm telling you, it's Edward's fault. I would ask Edward if he's with us right now, but I would think they would just show us his. I think he's just trying to show off his beard right now.
Whatever he may be doing.
Yeah, it is a pretty magnificent beard, but yeah, he's quite lovely beard. I don't know what he's doing. That's took me off my game. But Edward, how are you doing? Other than showing off the beard.
I don't know what that means.
I don't either. Edward, are you with us? I don't think he's with us. I just think he's having a moment, him and his beard alone. But while Edward's having his moment over here, let's take a time out to thank our sponsors. Of course, cannot say enough about our fine sponsors, and starting out with Bryant Family Medicine, cannot say enough about them and all their just all their generosities. And you talked about good people, and Ryan, guess what? You're not feeling that good. I can tell you a spot you probably need to go.
Yeah, probably if I'm not get rid of this cost by Tuesday, because I've got some stuff going on Monday, I might just make a trip down to Williamsburg.
Yeah, they'll hook you up.
If the cough don't work, take you a nice, refreshing drink of wild cherry Pepsi.
I've got Kool-Aid.
Dad fuel. Yeah. And let's not forget our other sponsors, last but not least, Heather Martinez. This young lady's been on their show a couple times. And again, if you're in the market for buying or selling a house, she would be definitely the hookup to, go and see. And, if we made Edward's top money, Ryan, we would definitely be on the market buying a house. Edward just keeps saving this money, saving it. I'm telling you what we need to do, Ryan. Edward's got so much money. We need to go with some shovels, start digging his yard up, and go and get this money.
Well, he may be hiding it.
Where are you hiding all that money, Edward? to be able to grow a
Uh,
magnificent beard like that.
well, that's just what you call taking good care of it. Here, you want to see it again?
No, I think the audience has had enough of that beard. I bet you, especially our first guest, has had enough of that beard already. But are you ready to bring her on? I
Absolutely.
I reached out to this young lady, and again, we talk about on her show all the time. Track and field is something that we're trying to learn about, so that we can go and cover these events and be able to cover them to the best of our ability. So we bring on these student athletes to educate us about the sport. And I heard a lot of good things about this young lady about, and she knows what she's doing. And hopefully she could learn us a thing or two about the sport of track. And hopefully, one day we can get down there and see her and just be able to cover these events. And we could go back one day and thank Maddie for educating us when we're interviewing these student athletes. But that being said, let's go ahead and bring her on. Maddie Daniels, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
All right. Like we talked a little bit, beforehand. Track and field is something that we started, launched our pages earlier in the year, and it's something that we're trying to get, trying to learn the sport more and more and more. So we bring student athletes on like to educate us. So then we are able to get out to these events that we can be able to cover you to the best of our ability, and heard some good things about you and stuff like that. Just I think a track season, did it start maybe a couple of weeks ago?
Yeah. The first meet was last week.
And what I've seen on some of the course, we made you up a few things that you'll get to see at the end of the interview. I saw maybe a picture of you with look like maybe you're a pole vaulter. So is that what you do, or do you? It look like you might have been running some relays too.
I do pole vault, long jump, and the 4x1.
The 4x1. Are they one that you like more than the other?
I really think I like them each like differently for different reasons.
Well, I mean, again, we're very uneducated when it comes to the sport. Um, could you tell us a little bit about each of the events that you do and what it takes to just tell us a little bit about them?
For pole vault is a lot of upper body strength, but it's also like mental because if you have one mental block, then like the whole jump is just off. For a long jump, you have to have a lot of leg strength to jump farther. And then for the 4x1, it's basically a race against the other teams, but it's also a race against yourself to be faster each time.
On the pole vault, I've got to ask you this because I watch Olympics and stuff like that, and my worst is fear. When they're planting and they're going up. Have you ever missed a pad completely and like maybe landed on a hard surface or?
There was my sophomore year at state. I jumped and then I rolled off the back of the mat. But
I, well, was you okay? You didn't
yeah,
break it? Oh, I,
no.
I mean, it scares me to death watching that stuff. And on the long jump, I mean, I guess that would take a lot of coordination. I mean, how hard would it be on the long jump not to just maybe just cross your feet up, just stumble, and like me, if I did that, I would stumble, I'd break my neck.
Um, it's just you gotta practice a lot and focus on the mark so you don't scratch. And there's certain ways to jump.
And on the relay, are you the one who begins the races, or are you like the closer?
Third leg.
Okay. So how do they normally how do they place like first sec it's four different runners. How did they decide on that? Did they say, well, you could you're a better runner beginning of the race, and I mean, what decision did it go to say, well, you're going to be the first row, you're going to be second row, third?
It's basically like for the 4x1, it's usually like the four with the best 100 time, like the 100 sprint times, and then they make up the team.
So do you think me and Edward and Ryan and just throw somebody else could beat your team in a 4x1 race?
Uh, if we were having an off day, maybe.
Well, I mean, Ryan,
Well,
he
let's say, is there any rules against as long as the judges ain't looking if you trip the person running next to you?
They'd probably find out. There's people always watching.
Well, that's the only way I'm outrunning anybody unless I just stumble and make it look like an accident.
well, we had a comment by our sponsor, and Ryan already answered to ask you what school you go to. Of course, Harlan County. That was my bad. I should have said it at the beginning of the show. But is the this you said your first meet was a couple weeks ago. Is this all strictly outside now, or are they still indoor meets?
It's outdoor.
Okay. Edward, Ryan.
If I can talk without having to cough.
By the way, I want to interrupt Ryan. Maddie, just for the record, okay? If you leave this show and start developing a cough, blame Edward. Edward gets everybody sick, okay? So if you get a cough, blame Edward.
I got a couple questions to ask you, Hill. What's your favorite track meet that you've ran in, I guess, so far this while your time running?
It'd probably be when we went to Bristol last year, or I don't know. I've got three. One was we went to Leslie County and I broke the school record for pole vault. And then at a home meet, I broke the record in long jump. But then at Bristol last season, I broke my school record in the pole vault.
Wow.
And then next question, Hill. What's your favorite team or teams to compete against in track and field?
It would probably be Leslie County.
And then this is what I like to ask all of our student athletes. What's your favorite restaurant to eat at in Holland?
Wendy's.
I can't go wrong with Wendy's.
So are you like a baconator type eater, like pour the bacon everywhere?
I'm more of a biggie bag. I feel like I have to have it before meat.
Do you get the double stack, the bacon double stack? Which one do you get?
The chicken sandwich.
All right, well, you can't go wrong with the biggie bag.
But Edward,
Edward knows all about the biggie bags. I'm just for the record.
Well, just so you know, that's where I actually ate at today was Wendy's, and I did get the biggie bag, but it was the double stack.
Well, I like the taters myself. I like the cheese and bacon potatoes myself. Sour cream. Well,
So, see, nobody says like Dairy Hut or Racks no more.
So you're not a Dairy Hut or Rax fan?
Not really.
He said, "Just give me
I'll
Wendy's." Give me Wendy's, and I'm good.
So, first question I got for you, I heard that you do, 3 different styles during track. So it's like your practices or your training, are they all the same for each one, or is each one of them different?
They're each one really different.
So, like, how do you break up like your training and practices throughout the week, where you do 3 different styles?
Well, usually the practice, like our practices are broke up in 2 sessions. So I'll usually just go to both, and it's 3 hours. So I'll just go to each one.
So 3 hours each practice, or is like the whole practice just 3 hours?
The whole practice is 3 hours.
Oh, I was getting ready to say, if you're doing 2-3 hour sessions. How do you find time to even do the actual meets? But is like track and field, is that the only sport that you play, or do you do like other sports?
Can you repeat that?
I said, is track and field the only sport you do, or do you do multiple sports?
Well, freshman and sophomore year, I did volleyball. And then last year, I decided to do cross country for the first time.
So, is cross country something that you're going to continue with, or are you just going to go strictly with just track and field?
Definitely just track and field.
So, out of the three that you do during track and field, which one of them do you like the most?
I think I like them all for different reasons, but I think I've done pole vault for the longest, so I think that was my favorite.
Well, see, that'd be one that I wouldn't try because I'd be more worried about breaking the pole than what I would trying to get over something.
Maddie, can I ask you an off the wall question? And I know this is going to be funny to you, but are they weight limits to the pole? I mean, I'm a pretty heavy guy. Would it be safe for me to even try to bulk myself up one of them poles?
I mean, each pole has different weight limits, so they have
Have
one
you
for
ever
your weight. You can use it.
have you ever seen one snap?
Yeah.
Whew. Yeah, I'd be scared to death of that. She's
Absolutely,
folks,
that would be my scared right there.
folks. I'm telling you right now, we've got great viewers. Drake, thank you for the views. The views are awesome. But I tell you right now, this young lady is 100 times more braver than I ever would be. I would see try to jump over that. I'm like, no, no, no. I that would take some sheer courage to be able to do that. That's no fear.
Absolutely.
I mean, you're launching your body straight up. I mean, I'm not trying to scare you, May. I know you did it hundreds of times, but there's so much that could go wrong there. I'm sure that you did it
Yeah.
thousands of times, but you really have to. There'd be a lot of coordination with that. That could get really
So
dangerous really quick. Yeah.
Yeah, it can.
so with doing that, is there certain ways like you have to like plant the pole to even be able to lift yourself up? I mean, is there like what all goes into it for you to actually be able to even start lifting yourself up?
Okay, so first you'll have there's an 8 step. Well, you can start with a 4 step, 6 step, 8 step, 10, 12, and all the way up. And then on the last 4 steps of whatever approach you're coming for, you'll have a motion to plant it. And the second you plant, you have to jump, swing your leg through, see your feet above your head, and you got to turn and all one motion.
Yeah, well, so in other words, I think that was the easy way of telling me not to even try that. So
I'm
you
not,
ain't gonna be seeing me in the near future trying it. So
I won't try it.
I do got to ask you, being able to do all that, I've heard like cross country athletes tell me that they only take like maybe 2 to 3 weeks off a year for rest. So like being able to do multiple things in track. How often do you take like a break just to kick back and relax?
Probably just on Sundays.
So well, no, so just one day for a little bit of breather, then you're right back at it.
Hmm.
Phew.
So what do you do? What kind of work do you put in on the off season to get yourself ready for the track season that's coming up?
Well, usually as a team that we start going to the weight room and we'll have conditioning before the season starts.
So have you ever seen somebody like try to whack somebody else with the pole during one of your meets, or
No.
so you ain't seen nobody chase somebody because they jumped higher than them yet?
No.
Hmm.
I'd love to see that.
Well, I guess Mark ain't been at one of the meets yet, or he'd been chasing somebody. But Mark,
Uh, one funny question, and I will ask you serious. When he started talking about chase, I started thinking about what they call it, where you're on the horses and the big long pole, javelin. Is it javelin or something? I don't know what it is, but have you ever tried that? Get on a couple of horses and try to? No, probably not. But yeah, that would be something I'd have to try. Uh, May, I think, and quote me if I'm wrong. I believe you're a senior this year, right?
Yes.
Um, have you made plans for life after school? Have you made any commitments or put any thoughts into that yet?
Well, I've received a lot of offers to for a scholarship to go, but I'm mostly leaning toward just staying close to home and going to the nursing program.
Oh, that's good. So probably no track and field on next level, just closer to home and nursing program.
Yeah.
Well, I know that'd be really really good money. I know who I'd go and see. I mean, you can tell she's light years above us, and right now, Maddie, I'm telling you right now, Ryan he's sick, so maybe later on in the years you could hook him up some antibiotics or something like that to take care of him. It's untell what he might have. But I'm going to ask you something. You know, we brought food here. I don't know if you're familiar with our shows, but of course, everybody's been watching the NCAA tournaments and stuff like that. So we're doing our field of 64 best restaurants. So I think we're in our second round right now, right, Ron? So
Yes, sir.
do you mind to vote on about four different battles between restaurants right now?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah. And then I believe Edward or Ryan, either one, is going to be showing you something. And all I want to say is just a great interview. Whatever the future brings to you, I wish you the best of luck. And I know you're very athletic. Everybody I've talked to, you can about go into anything you want to go into, but want to wish you the best of luck. And thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
And Maddie, you don't be the first person that I revealed the new brackets or the new graphics for that I made today.
And officially, we're in the second round, I believe. So we're about almost to the Sweet 16.
All right. See, here's the first one here. It's number 16, Raising Cane's versus number 9, Applebee's.
Definitely Applebee's.
Well, I thought you'd be a Raising Cane's person.
And then the next one here we got is number 12, Texas Roadhouse versus number 4, Taco Bell.
That one's hard. Taco Bell.
Edward agrees. Edward's jumping up and down.
The next one we got is number 11, Chick-fil-A versus number 14, Lee's Famous Recipe.
Definitely Chick-fil-A.
And then the last one we got is no, it's a misprint, but I can see by the
Chick-fil-A and Lee's is not leaving. They're not leaving.
it is a misprint, but it's number 11. It's gonna be Steak and Shake, which is, and I've got all the stuff right here in front of me. They're ranked number 10 and number 15, Bojangles.
Definitely Bojangles.
Well, listen, we got to bring her back on every week just because she picked Taco Bell over, Roadhouse. So I mean,
that's the reason why he turned the camera off. He's out back there doing cartwheels. He's like,
well, you can't be telling all my secrets.
I think Maddie made Lee's mad there. That's the reason why Lee's didn't want to leave. Lee's was like, "What up, Maddie? You didn't pick us," and they like, "We're not leaving." I thought everybody liked the potato wedgies at Lee's. Maddie shot that down.
I'm actually fixing it right now.
So, Maddie, I do got 3 graphics I'm going to show you. But before I do, I
Okay.
got one final question for you before I show you the graphics. So,
Okay.
through your time doing track and field, it can go all the way back to you being, a kid running around in your backyard with some friends or anything. What would you consider your favorite all time memory, doing something that involved track and field?
Um, I'm not sure. Okay. It was at the state meet, and we always go the night before, and we went to Texas Roadhouse, and there was 4 of us at a table, and we were supposed to get one appetizer, and we all wanted something different, and we thought like so the party sized appetizer was one of everything. We could just get that, and it would count as one. And so our coach came over there, and he was like, we were trying to hide all the other stuff, and all we had was fried pickles left. So he comes over there, and he asked what we got, and we said fried pickles, and nobody would break. Everybody just said it all in sync and looked at each other. And there was a cup of cheese there because it came with nachos and cheese too. And he goes, "Did y'all just get nachos and cheese too?" And we kept saying no. And it took years for us to finally come clean that we got the party sauce appetizer.
So, well, I mean, I can't blame you. I mean, ain't nothing wrong with fried pickles. I mean, but
I like fried pickles.
so out of the 3 graphics, I'm gonna show you the first 2. I'm gonna show you. You just tell me which one of the 2 you like the most, and which are these graphics will also get sent over to you, and they will be posted on every one of our social media sites. And the third graphic I'm gonna show you is more or less for you to let me know whether I should keep that one going or if I should replace one of the first 2 graphics I show you.
Okay. I like that one. That one's good too.
You know what would have
So
made that better if he'd put Edward standing there like he was fixing a drop kick him.
so out of the first 2, which one you like the most?
The first one.
Everybody picks the first one, man. I used to try to bribe on it; it just don't work anymore.
He's like, you're like one for like whatever.
Yeah.
So now on this one, just let me know if it should keep going or if it should be replacing one of the first 2, or if I should just do all 3 of
Okay.
them. Well, there we go.
I like that one too.
So is that one that I should keep? I should keep around, or
Yeah, I think so.
So do we need to retire number 2?
Yeah.
That's been about 3 in a row that said we need to boot number 2.
Mark, you're.
I
I
even like
think
number 2.
I think we need to put number 2 in retirement. The lightning streaks are pretty cool though.
That's why I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number two, starting to lose that love, Mark. We might have to retire it now.
Or change it up.
Yeah, it was a good graph. Now it's time for it to hit pastors down.
But Maddie, I do want to thank you for taking your time to come on. And then from everything that I've seen and I've heard, you're a great student athlete, and I'm sure if you decide to do track and field on the next level, you'll excel and hit also. But if you do decide to go into nursing, Ryan's always getting a nasty cough. Mark's always getting a nasty cough. So you're going to have at least 2 full-time patients coming and having to see you that you're going to eventually get tired of looking at them.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ryan, you got anything else for?
Just best of luck for you and your team the rest of the season, and go get it.
Mandy, thank you for coming on. We know you got a thing called life and school and all this other stuff. And anytime you give us your time, we're greatly appreciative of it, and we're fans of you. And give us a schedule or something. We'll try our best to get
Okay.
to one of them meets or something like that. And like to go up there and maybe give you an interview and just go and shake your hand and thank you for coming on. And again, good luck with you and your future, whatever your future holds for you. I know you're going to rock it because you get it. But thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
Great interview. Now I guess we're going to move. While we're moving, we're only about 2 minutes late. Normally we're way later than this. I'm gonna blame this and on Edward about being late, but we're fixing to bring on our next guest. It got three that we're bringing on: Avery Brewer, Lily Brock, and Megan McKitty. And I think in her groom room back there, I'm seeing two. I don't know if there's three in that. Maybe she might be hiding in a corner. But I do see two. But we'll go ahead and bring them on. And maybe my eyes are just playing games with me. But from Whitley County Middle School, and tell me if I'm saying this right. Is it Lily and Megan? And am I mispronouncing that?
Yes, you're good.
Okay, and we're missing one. Avery, is she with you, or is she coming on another set?
She ain't with us.
Okay.
She's joining on another computer.
Well,
Here's
speaking of her,
here's
here she is. Rod, you want to click her on? And there's Avery. We were just wondering about you. Um, yeah, Avery, I didn't think that you'd be late like Edward is all the time. I know you're a person who comes on time and all that good stuff. So, but now Edward comes in late all the time. So, but before we start this interview, we got to warn you ahead of time. If any of you get a cough, blame it on Edward up here. Edward gives everybody this cough. So every time they go on the show, they get a cough. So blame it on Edward. Yeah, they're like, trust me, they're coughing and hacking tomorrow. Don't blame it on Edward. But from Whitley County Middle School, we got, again, Avery Brewer, Lily Brock, and Megan McKitty. And I've had the opportunity to cover and watch this team play. And we brought on three of their teammates earlier a couple weeks ago and had a great interview with them. And I just reached out to Coach Brown and say, we got to have some more. We got to have some more. These girls are spot on what they're doing. They're light years above us. I love their hustle and their heart on the field. And just reached out and said, can we have, bring us on some more? And so he allowed us to bring on. Thank you, Coach Brown, for interrupting. I hopefully we didn't interrupt no practice. Well, just having practice today or anything. Did we interrupt practice?
No.
Okay, so Coach Brown ain't gonna be getting
Today
in a
was
headlock. I didn't hear you.
today was
Today
our
was
off day, so we
okay. Off day. Okay.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
that's good. I didn't want Coach to get me in a headlock or anything, but just Avery, you can start with yourself, and it will work over to Lily and Megan. But just tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us what grade you're in, what position you play, and just let the audience know a little bit about yourself.
Um, I'm in the 8th grade. I play second base, or I'm a pitcher. I really like the drive of the sport and the positions I play. I really like the drive it brings, and just all the just all about my position. It just feels like home. Like it's really home to me.
Lily.
I'm Lily. I'm in the 6th grade. I also play pitcher and I play second, first. And my favorite part about the game is like the drive and the intensity. Okay. I'm Megan. I'm in 6th grade. I play a little bit everywhere. So like if Avery's pitching, I'll play second. If Will's pitching, I'll play first. And I also play third. What I like about the game is the competitiveness of it, and how rewarding it is.
Well, we've got some comments on here, so somebody help me out here. Right here by looks like Tiffany says Lady Storm Travel.
That's me and her. We're on a Lady Storm Travel team.
So, and then Amy says there's my favorite pictures.
That's our
And,
catcher for the.
That's our catcher, Brenna.
and then this is I guess for Maddie. It says Harlan County. And then we had another comment on here by your coach. We should have made them swim around the infield.
Yeah, that would have been fun.
Well, so
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you was a part of it, but it's like a social media frenzy. It's during the winter time, we had this snow angel challenge. I don't know if anyone of you got out there and did it. Okay,
Yeah.
I don't.
so you all did the snow angel challenge.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't.
Well, we was trying to make a deal up like we was gonna have our mudslide challenge. So maybe that's what Coach could have had you doing today. Doing the slide in the mud. Yeah, he'll get on to me. I better hush up. But the comments just keep pouring in here. Ryan, you want to go on to these next three here?
Yeah. This one's by Jimmy Grubbs. Love these girls. They are top notch. Bobby Henderson. We are Avery's #1 fan. And then the last one here is from Jesse Fritz Davis. Riley D says she is super proud of you guys.
Well, one thing that I've seen Edward and Ryan, and I'm gonna let you take over on some questions. One thing I've seen about this team is it doesn't matter where they travel, they're filling up that side, and they got a lot of family, a lot of fans, a lot of friends. They got a lot of love for this team, and it starts with the head coach, and it sprinkles on down. And these girls, they all love each other. They get along. I'll tell you, some of the best trips I've had so far is with this group, and I've enjoyed every minute of it. And I'm telling you, once Edward Ryan, once you go and watch his team, you'll get bonded with them. You'll see what I mean. It's something different about this team. It's very special, and these girls like each other. They get along. They play hard, and, and at the end of the game, they're never going to lose because they poured it all on the field. And when you put everything into it, you're not lost that game. And they never give up. They'll fight to the finish, and just it's a great group of girls. But Ryan, Edward.
A comment here says from Susan McKitty. If I said that right. We have three really good pitchers here. And I got y'all some questions, and I'll ask each one of y'all individual questions.
These are questions that we got from a certain somebody. We ain't gonna throw them out there. We asked your other teammates, so we're gonna sort of ask you the same type questions. So hopefully you're ready for them. I wouldn't be ready for them.
Nope. But, but Avery, I'll start with you. What's your greatest strengths as a softball player?
I feel like my greatest strength as a softball player is if I mess up, I can always think next play, you got it. Just forget about that play and move to the next one.
And then for you, Lily, what's the most difficult part of the game for you?
The most difficult part of the game for me is probably, I would say, when we lose, bringing myself back up after a loss. Think about what I did wrong. That's pretty difficult sometimes.
And then Megan, what do you learn from wins and losses?
From losses, I learned that you have to work harder for what you want in life, and then for wins, I learned that life can be pretty rewarding.
And then back to you, Avery. What's your technique for memorizing and teaching yourself the game?
Just everything, bringing everything my coaches practice them, and even if you had to write them down and just look over them, practice them.
And then Lily, this is for you. What inspired you to become a softball player?
When I see it on TV when I was little, I thought the game looked really interesting, and I just kind of wanted to start from there.
And then the last one I got for you, Megan. What accomplishments do you wish to reach this season?
I want to hit 55 miles per hour pitching. I want to hit a home run, and I want to win conference.
I don't know if I could. I don't know if I could hit a 55-mile-per-hour pitch.
I don't even know if I could.
Miles per hour faster.
I don't even know if I could see it, a little less try to even attempt to hit it.
But Edwin.
So my questions are going to be just a little bit different. It's going to be for each one of you's answer. So, what would you consider your favorite part of playing softball?
I would consider my favorite part of softball is getting together with all the girls and just coming together as one team and playing for each other and just being together and winning together and just having fun together.
Every can I interrupt you from there, then you can start back. But how they're answering these questions, you would almost think these young females are fifth-year college seniors. I mean, it's unbelievable when we just announce that they're in middle school and popping off these answers like that. You asked me the same question, and I'm stuttering them. It's unbelievable. This team is it's different. But I'm sorry. Go ahead.
My favorite part of playing softball is probably like the competitiveness and like being able to play with my team and being able to be competitive. And I think my favorite part about it is the competitiveness, the drive that you have to play it, and that you have to put so much work into it to be successful.
So, what would you consider, well, your approach that you do before each game you're getting ready to have?
The approach before each game is just always think to try your best and just think about the bigger picture and what's in front of that game and just the bigger picture of the game of softball.
My approach is probably like clear my mind, think about what I'm gonna do good in this game, think about what I'm doing in this game, and put all my mechanics into the game. What I do is I try to think about perfecting my mechanics during warm-ups so that in the game they're on point.
So, I've also got to ask you, do y'all have like a pre-game ritual you do? Because like me, before I get ready to come cover student athletes and stuff like you all, I do stop at Taco Bell, get me a bite to eat, and then I get myself ready to come up there.
Well, for away games, we always eat together as a team before we leave on the bus. And then after all the games, we all pray as one big team.
Yeah, what
Go ahead.
Avery said, like, we just pray and we just eat before the game as a team, and we do everything as a team before games. No matter if it's a home or away game, we pray before every game together as a team.
So this right here is probably one of my favorite questions I do like asking before I get you over to Mark. what would you consider one of your favorite all-time memories in softball?
One of my favorite all-time memories, it's kind of funny, is we was playing travel ball, and I got really excited because a fly ball got hit to me, and I got nothing hit to me all tournament. And as I went to catch it, it hit me on the head, and then I had to catch the ball after it hit me on the head.
Well, first off, if a softball hits me in the head, I'm out like a light for probably about the next 2 weeks before I realize what even happened.
My most memorable thing for me was probably when I threw my first no hitter. I was pitching. My most memorable moment is pitching too. It was travel ball. It was championship game. 2 outs, 3-2 count. Tied game. And the audacity of my papa chose to call a changeup. And it was going to be a ball, and the girl would score, and then we would lose. But the girl swung at it, so it was a strike. Very beautiful.
So I got to ask about like a no hitter. So like if I'm up there pitching and I just throw the ball, throw the softball or baseball and hit every batter that comes up, does that still count as a no hitter?
No.
Well, none of them technically none of them hits it.
Well, you have to hit it, and even if they do hit it and they get out at first, that's still a no hitter.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'm out of luck throwing a no hitter. I figured if I hit everybody and nobody ever got to swing at it, it'd be a no hitter.
That would be called a plenty of hitters.
But Mark,
before I go on my part, Coach Brown here, Edward. Now you're reading this right here. I think I'm going to get Edward a Taco Bell gift card to come watch these girls.
Well, listen, he don't have to get me no Taco Bell. That's my coworker Brandon, but he don't have to get me no gift card. I just gotta, somebody's got to send me a schedule. Other than Mark telling me on Saturday, like 5 minutes before the game starts, well, I'm up at so and so.
Edward,
Coach
I've got
Brown.
the schedule. I've got the schedule on my phone. I'll send it to Edward.
Coach Brown.
See, at least Ryan's on point.
I cannot believe Edward turned down a Taco Bell gift card. He just be taking.
Well,
he would take that from an old woman walking down the street. Edward has no heart.
I didn't turn it down. I just said he didn't have to. See, I was being generous.
Yeah, he's being nice on the show, but he'll catch you on the side. Where's my Taco Bell gift card? I love this interview, and again, Jens has shown again that Jens are light years. See if I'm correct on this. See if this chant is right, and you can do it with me. And I know you've got the chant 1, 2,
3 family.
There you go. they're always. And that's just something I love that they do, and they do it all the time, and it feels like a family. Now, you've had their questions. Now I'm hoping you're ready to answer some really, really hard hitting questions. Are you ready? Okay, this is where you got to turn it up. Got to turn it up a notch. Now, I ask your other teammates the same question, so I've got to ask you the same. Okay. Now, just say one ends is driving. I know 6th grade, it's probably ain't driving. 8th grade, it's probably not driving. Just, I don't know. Say we got somebody like a remote control vehicle. Okay. Teammates only. It's not your coaches or parents or anything like that. Teammates only. You're in a van and you're going down the road and the van tears up. Who's going to get out there and fix it? Did some
Probably
teammates
Riley
help?
Davis. Riley
This is
Davis.
Lily.
Lily would fix it, or Riley?
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
Riley's up to do anything, no matter the harm.
So Lily, are you the type that hand me a socket, a screwdriver, I'll get out there and I'll
Lily's
put
just
it
good
together?
with. Lily's
Yeah,
just good
my
with that
dad
stuff.
owns a car lot, so I kind of know what I'm doing.
Just a little bit.
Just
Kind
a
of
little
know.
bit.
So you've been around the world a little bit, what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay, so Riley and Lily fixes the van. Okay, now they're pulling into a gas station and the van's about out of gas. Who's going to pay for the fuel?
Everybody would pitch in some money.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Avery, everybody. So everybody would pitch in money. Avery, is that where we correct here?
I
I
guess.
think some people wouldn't, but
But now you're sounding like me and Everett and Ryan, because
think-
Everett had the money. He wouldn't give us $1. Ryan would probably have to pay 9% of it, and I would try to give some sob story.
I would say this, Mark. When me and Edward went up to Somerset, he did buy me some out of the concession.
Well, he must like you or felt sorry for you.
And I paid for all the gas.
Uh-oh, a coach comes in here with this.
Oh my gosh.
So are there any comments about that?
I don't have Velcro cleats.
I
Take
don't
that.
either. I don't either.
I don't have Velcro, but I usually have my mom tying my shoes before every game.
I'll do something. Okay, last but not least, you finally get the van fueled up. You get plenty of gas in it. Then you go to a teammate's house. Who's going to cook dinner that night?
Brenna.
Okay.
She's
Everybody
gonna
says
make ramen noodles for like 26 people. Yeah, exactly.
so. What's she going to fix you that night, though?
Ramen noodles for 26 people.
Yeah.
Ramen noodles again, right? So
Yeah.
is she going to give you the option between the chicken or the beef?
Nope.
No, it'll just be chicken.
It's like you
That's
cook it and you don't throw it.
Yeah, that's how it is.
Don't ask me for beef, people. You're going to get chicken and you're going to like it. Yeah, okay. I can see that. Edward's the same way. Trust me. When he cooks for us there, it's like one thing only. but you nailed it like we knew you would. I don't know if you're familiar for shows, but there's a thing called the NCAA tournament, field of 64 teams, stuff like that. We've been doing a battle of our restaurants. So what we're going to ask from you is just vote on your favorite restaurants, because we're in the second round if you don't care to do it, and we're moving right along. And then I believe Edward's probably got some things made up for you that he's going to probably want to show you.
Let me get it over to the pictures here.
And
Our
you
first
both have
matchup.
to give individual votes. It can't be a mutual vote together.
Our first matchup is number 16 Raising Cane's versus number 9 Applebee's.
Applebee's.
Yeah,
Applebee's.
Applebee's. Yeah, I'm with Applebee's.
So Raising Cane's is going down, and I thought Raising Cane's had a chance to win a national championship. They're in trouble right now.
Well, I will say this without giving away the votes. The polls that I put up earlier, the numbers was outstanding for that matchup. So it may surprise you.
Yeah, how can you go with the Raising Cane sauce, the chicken tenders? I mean, I'm not Applebee's good, but Raising Cane's.
On that, here's our next one here. Number 12, Texas Roadhouse versus number 4, Taco Bell.
Taco Bell.
That's right. Taco Bell. Taco Bell. That's great.
Edward is going to headbutt the
Taco
door.
Bell's winning it all. Taco Bell's winning it all.
Taco Bell will not win the national championship. They've got Fazoli's or something there to deal with. Taco Bell might win it all, Ryan. And then Edward's going to wear a shirt that said Taco Bell National Champion 2025 around.
Mm-hmm.
Here's our next one here. Number 11, Chick-fil-A versus number 14, Lee's Family's Recipe.
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A. Yeah, Chick-fil-A.
Sounds like Lee's is in trouble. And then potato wedgies. How could somebody turn down the Lee's potato wedgies? Oh, they
Fries.
they're saying Chick-fil-A. Sorry, Lee's. I'm trying.
And then our last one is number 10, Steak and Shake versus number 15, Bojangles.
Bojangles.
Bojangles. Steak and Shake.
Oh,
yeah.
Edward. There's Edward. Edward's a punching in the air now.
It's steak
Can't go
and
wrong
shake.
with Steak and Shake.
Exactly.
That's what I totally agree. I totally agree with that. The steak burgers, you can't agree. You can't pass them up. I just hated that they took it out of London.
Ryan's never been the same since Steak and Shake left London. He's never been the same. He's such a happy soul until Steak and Shake left, and now it's brought a whole new different side out, Ryan.
All right, so I do have 3 different graphics to show each one of you. So I'm going to show you your first graphic first, then your second, and then your third. But out of the first sets of graphics I show you, which is the first 2, just tell me which one of those 2 you like the most. And then the third one, just kind of give me an idea whether it needs to stay, leave, or if it needs to replace one of the first 2 I show you.
I think that looks good.
Yeah, it looks good. I like that. Yeah. Okay.
So out of the first 2, which one did you like the most?
The first one.
The first.
Mark, I'm beginning to think the second one's like Lee's Famous Recipe. It's gone.
Yeah, I think it's gone to win.
So now on this last one, just kind of tell me if it needs to replace the second one, or if I need to just quit this one altogether, or if I just need to do all 3.
Okay. I like that.
I like that.
I really like
So is
that.
So is that one that should stick around?
Yeah, 3 should stay. Two can go, 2 can stay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mark, I believe 2's officially gone.
Yeah. Do we need to have a ceremony? Something burying the
No.
number 2 graphic? No.
No, you was like 3 for 2,000, so no.
It tried.
But I will get every one of these graphics sent out and over to you, and they will also be posted on every one of our social media sites. And I just want to say thank y'all for taking your time to come on. And from everything that I've seen and heard, looking forward to seeing what your season holds for you this year. And if I can get Mark to tell me times 5 minutes before the game's getting ready to start. I'll definitely try to get up there and cover you in a game or two. So, but again, thank you for taking your time coming on.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ryan, you have anything?
Yeah, I want to say best of luck the rest of the season. And sorry, my internet went out for a second, but I'm back.
Okay.
I just want to just piggyback off what Edward was saying. Again, thank you for coming on. I know you've got a thing called life in school and of course sports and all that stuff. So anytime when you give us your time, we're very thankful of it. And like I said, it just it's a bond that your team has that is very rare and just really like what we're seeing on the field and just keep up. And I'm telling you, I've did this for a long time. All ends. If you just keep up, keep on, keep it on, the future's bright for every one of you. Work and just do the thing that you're doing. You're on the right path, and just everything will fall exactly into place, and you'll reach your goals because I see that in each and every one of you. And you got a great coaching staff, Coach Brown. He's a wonderful man. You got a lot of following. You got a lot of fans. You got a lot of friends that go to them games and support you, and you're well loved. So again, just keep on keeping on, and everything will fall in place. And hopefully, you can talk Edward into actually coming up there and watching you in the game or two.
Uh-oh,
There,
they play at home tomorrow, Edward.
I just got to know, I still got to know what time though. I only get off at 3:51.
I think 5:30 or 6. 5:30 or 6.
Yeah, 5:30.
If it's 6, I know I can make it there.
It's 6 usually. Wait, where are we playing tomorrow? We're playing with.
I'm sure somebody will comment real quick with time. But
Because Mark does live about an hour and 20 minutes from me.
it's all gas, mate. You've been saving for hosing man Ryan over all these years. But we do want to thank you for coming on, and it's been a great interview. And just keep on keeping on, and things will fall in place for each and every one of you. And you get it. You come on here and laugh, and just keep on keeping on. But thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Great interview. Here we go.
We got a nice comment.
Turn it off. Go ahead and turn it back on, Ryan.
Well, I mean, you both put that at the same time.
You want to read that, Ryan? You got a little bit better eyes than me.
Yeah, I got
this.
Or Ever gonna read it.
Hey, don't matter. Hey, go ahead.
So
Edward.
this is from Spencer. Very good job, girls. Another amazing coaching moment. Getting to see the girls you invest in getting the recognition they deserve. Thank you, Mark Gregory, Edward Hall, Ryan Scott Garnett. Means a lot to this coach. Well, first off, Spencer, again, thank you for the time allowing us to bring your girls on to give them the recognition and promoting them the way that they deserve to be promoted.
Yeah, I want to say thank you as well, because these girls are the future of our area.
Yep. And they're light years above me at that age, and that's not even a hiccup on saying it. And then so proud of you, Avery, from Bobby. And I can imagine as a parent or as a fan of this team, seeing these young girls excel, just how it's making. I just know how it makes me feel, and I could just imagine being a parent or whatever, seeing this product and how it's coming together, and every one of these girls has got a bright future. It just, again, just keep doing what you're doing. You're on the right path. That's all you got to do. Just keep doing. Let's run a quick commercial break, and then we'll come in here and do our final thoughts and just talk about Maybe Ryan can get us on our commercials here. My computer being stubborn, and then we'll give her final thoughts and we'll close the show up.
All right. Yes.
Hi, I'm Heather Martinez, active community member and your realtor. Give me a call or text 606 344 0217, or you can reach me by email heather.martinezrealtor@gmail.com.
You know, every time I see that commercial, I'm like, Heather just has to come in there and just like, folks, here's how you do a commercial. And, where's our music background? We have no music background. Edward probably try to play this song, elevator stuff, that put somebody half asleep halfway through it. I mean, that's like the right song, the right commercial. Am I right, Ryan? I
A
mean,
whole lot better than what it was a whole lot better than what me and Mark did here at the University of
see, look at Edward. He's already falling apart. You talk about his music, and he starts falling apart.
Yeah, me and Mark threw that together real quickly at the University of the Cumberland back in December.
Folks, you see what we go through. Will somebody help me? Help me help Edward.
I don't know what he's doing.
Now,
I'm getting y'all your background music.
on next week's show, we will be where? Well, whew.
Here, let's go with some feeding of the ducks.
Brian, tell us what you're doing this week while listening to feeding of the duck. See, we've already got a comment on that. Somebody's going to.
Of course, I
Uh-oh.
work. I
Uh-oh.
work during the week. I can't come down during the week.
Now the pressure's really on Edward.
Edward's got a comment.
And here's another one for Ed.
What do you think I was just doing, Brandon? I was playing the feeding of the ducks.
Well, while listening to Feeding of the Ducks, Ryan.
Or we can do some night driving.
Yeah.
There we go. There's some night driving.
And tell us your inspirational stuff and whatever else you want to talk about.
I got you the perfect background going on, Ryan. It's called night driving.
But before we do that, we need to.
See, this music made me completely forget our vote here.
Yeah, we forgot our vote.
And then we'll do our music background while giving our final thoughts.
There's the music background for the brackets.
The first one is Raising Cane's versus Applebee's.
Applebee's.
Raising Cane's. Come on, folks. Raising Cane's. Raising Cane's sauce chicken tenders.
I had Raising Cane's. I'm sorry. You can't beat the chicken.
Applebee's.
The next one, we already know who.
Taco Bell. Taco Bell. That is not even a debate. Taco Bell.
I like Texas Roadhouse, but if I had the choice between do I run the London Texas Roadhouse or I go across the street to Taco Bell, I will go Taco Bell. Ryan, are you there? Ryan has quit us. He has froze up.
Ryan has went into space.
Ryan, we're waiting for you here. I'll go ahead and relieve that. He's just sitting there smiling. That's what happens when you start playing this music.
Well, I guess why Ryan's all froze up. We'll go Chick-fil-A and Lee's.
I gotta go Lee's.
I guess I'm gonna go Lee's myself. Can't go wrong with the tater wedges.
Yeah, them potato wedgies are much better than the potato fries at Chick-fil-A. I don't know what's going on there. The wedgies definitely beat the potato fries from Chick-fil-A. Here comes Ryan again, I think. I don't know why I just did. That music has destroyed the show, folks. See, it's Ryan don't even want to come back on. He just like he's done.
Ryan has went into space.
There you go, Ryan.
Ah,
My
the
internet,
music didn't play. Into space.
my internet decided it wanted to go out at the very end.
And on
But
the next one, we picked Lee's, both me and Edward both.
my vote on the last one was Texas Roadhouse, and then I had Lee's as well,
Okay.
and try to get this last one up before my internet goes out again.
Steak and
Steak and
shake,
Shake,
folks.
Steak and Shake versus Bojangles.
Steak and shake. I'm not much into the Cajun chicken stuff.
Acoustic cinematics. Steak and shake. Steak and shake. Steak and shake.
Sometimes you gotta steak it before you shake it.
Did you like what I did there? The acoustic cinematics.
Right. Now you can give your final thoughts and all that good stuff. Your inspiration.
We'll get Ryan some dance pop.
And we'll give you dance pop.
And while we're doing that, while you have that music, our final tally for the night. Our first one, Raising Cane's won 12-9. Texas Roadhouse won 7-6.
Ah.
Lee's Famous Recipe won 7-6. And then Steak and Shake won 7-6. But my plans on the week, of course,
I don't hear no music.
This person has to go back to work tomorrow.
Daydreaming.
But my plan is for Saturday, I'm gonna go down to Corbin and cover some great softball action down there. And then my inspirational quote: "If I cannot do great things, I can do the small things in a great way." Martin Luther King Jr.
Ain't go wrong with that, man. Absolutely.
All right, so I'm gonna do some. Oh yeah.
Hey, that ain't too bad. It's not really that bad.
I'm gonna do some Lofty. But my plans is I don't know where you'll see me at. You'll see me just randomly pop up somewhere. Monday you might see me up at Whitley County covering some middle school softball. You never know. It all depends on what time I get off from work and depending on whether Ryan goes into space. But my inspirational quote probably comes from the most inspirational of people. If you spend too much time thinking about a thing, you'll never get it done. Make at least one definite move daily towards your goal. Bruce Lee.
Can't go wrong, Bruce. Okay, now I need my
Get the rock going.
A big shout out to our guests. I loved all of our guests. Just done a great show. Big shout out to our viewers. The views was awesome. The comments was awesome. And just these shows are fun. And these kids, they come on here, they understand that they get here with kicks and giggles. And just we love it as much. Hopefully, they love it as much as we do. And if we've helped them laugh for today, then we did our job. And that's what it's all about. But congratulations! I had to talk about this for a minute. But the Yukon women, folks, Donna, what do you call it? That's just a machine. You cannot say UCLA men without Yukon women. I Is that the 12th national championship? for them.
I would have to go back and look at it. I
They
cannot.
have just been absolutely as dominant as any team in all sports. I'm talking when you're talking Utah women, you got to put them in the same sentence as the New York Yankees, the Boston Celtics. What they're doing is just crazy. Gino and what he does each and every year. I sort of there's a point to me today that sort of feel a little bad for South Carolina. It's all over social media. I'm not going to talk about it, folks, but just look. He even got to a part in the third quarter where even South Carolina's coach was breaking down. I mean, UConn had just annihilated them, and just that game was over. It was never a game at all. UConn just
Well,
went into it.
you know what they've been doing, Mark? I'm gonna let you in on the secret.
Listen to music.
They've been doing some night driving.
That's what UConn does before each game.
So listen to that music. It's just a very motivational song.
But shout out to the UConn women, and then tomorrow night you got Florida and Houston, and I'm telling you right now, Florida, it's crazy, and this the Houston Duke game was just who would have thought that? What 9 points down with a minute left, something like that. It's just crazy. I guess they'll say it ain't over till it's over. But that should be a super matchup. Good luck to both of them teams. And now I guess we're head and heels with baseball and softball. All the spring track, all the spring break stuff is over. Now we're getting to the nitty gritty with the region matchups and stuff like that. A lot of good games this week. So can't wait to start getting out to them. Hopefully the rain recedes. But
We do. I do have to say this before we do close out. Do have to say congratulations to Jackson County's Candace Williams on her 1,000th career strikeout deal on, I believe that was on Thursday, if I'm not mistaken.
And talking about just an exceptional student athlete, great interview, and just love having her on the shows and just always smiling. But I want to leave you all with this. If you're not going all the way, why go at all? Broadway Joe Namath, the call. We're going to win it regardless. From all of us at Bryant Family Medicine, all sports media, good night and God bless.